Hey, what's up, you guys? A new action figure review to you. Now, technically, I did review this figure before, but I didn't realize until after that the previous figure that I had was a knockoff. I really couldn't tell at first when I first got him, but my previous Christopher Reeve Superman figure that I reviewed, which you can still check that video out if you want, but it was the bootleg version, and I didn't know. But this I definitely looked the figure over. I looked at him real good, the face sculpt and everything. I also checked out other YouTubers' reviews of this figure, so I know that this boy right here is the genuine article. So we're gonna get the real review, a second look, or should I say, first look, since this is the real original. You can tell in the box and the packaging that this is the real genuine article. So up there you got the Superman, the movie, Christopher Reeve. Love Christopher Reeve. He will always be my Superman. You got the little Fortress of Solitude details here. You got this in the back with Superman in the floating stance. You got the little brief bio there. You could pause up and read that. You got the Superman movie at the bottom. You got this at the bottom. Neca, which they did a great job. Of course, you have this beautiful baby right here. So Neca did an exceptional job, and can't wait to crack this baby open and really get the real review of this figure. So Christopher Reeve, Neca Superman, coming up. So out of the box, Mr. Christopher Reeve is looking really good. His accessories right there is the two flight hands, which I'll display in a little bit. So stay tuned. So here's Mr. Christopher Reeve out of the packaging, and this is definitely not the bootleg version. This is real. This is definitely real. So the sculpting of his boots, everything looks fantastic. The sculpt, the paint is pretty good. The paintwork is pretty good. His face is dead on. Dead on. His blue eyes, the flesh tone is really good. The S curl in his hair. The paint in his hair is really good. You got that S on the back. I love the fabric of his cape and his boots. I love that. The sculpting of his boots looks really good. So let's just jump right into articulation. Now, I have to be extremely careful because y'all know all the stories that happen with people having broken joints when they trying to articulate them. So I have to be extremely careful. So his arms go out a fair amount. It could probably go up a little higher, but I don't want to force it because I'm just too freaking scared. He has a single bend in his elbow. He has a swivel in the wrist and up and down hinge in the wrist as well. He does have full 360 rotation in his arm. His head can look to the left and to the right. It can look all the way around, but he can look up about that much. He can look down about that much. He does have a very weird ab and torso joint. It's flexible about that much, so it's like a weird kind of swivel in there. He does have rotation in the waist. It can pivot to get a bit, and his head can pivot as well. He does have a bend in the knee, and he also has a swivel in the knee. Mine is mad tight though, and I'm just too freaked out to try to. But he does have a swivel part right there, but I'm just too freaked out because I didn't like heat this figure up like with a hair dryer or anything like that. So I'm just too scared to do something like that. He also has ankle pivot and a slight hinge in the foot as well. So pretty good articulation, and you don't want to go crazy with the articulation with this kind of figure anyway. And he could do a split, I guess, about that much. But yeah, so pretty decent. And as you can see, he's displayed there with his open hands, in a flight pose. So I really, now that I have the genuine article, now since I have the real Christopher Reeve's NECA figure here. Just very, very happy with it. Definitely growing up, Superman, of course, was inspirational for me. Christopher Reeve, definitely nobody has, and I don't think anybody ever will, top his performance as Superman. I feel like he is Superman. Well, was. And I think this always will be my best interpretation of Superman. When I was growing up as a kid. Now, Superman came out before my time. It came out in 1978. I wasn't born yet, but growing up as a kid, my parents watched it, and they had me watch it, and I fell in love. As a kid, I fell in love with the character of Superman. This was way before I even started reading Superman comic books. I would just watch the movies and watch Christopher Reeve, on screen, flying around, being Superman, looking cool, that pretty smile on his face, and I mean, he just definitely personified Superman. And actually, I still watch those old Superman movies to this day. Yes, I still do. So, have a deep love for the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. I love all four of them, even though that 3 and 4 is by a lot of people considered terrible Superman films. But I love all four of them because of Christopher Reeve. His portrayal of Superman in all 4 movies is just gold, man. It's just gold. So really, really love this figure. The sculpt work on him is great. We'll do some size-by-size comparisons. So let's do that next. Yes, I mean, just look at that head sculpt, man. It's like I said, just dead on accuracy to Christopher Reeve. He looks fantastic. I love it. I love how his cape is tucked in to his shirt. That looks fantastic. His uniform looks great. The paint work is really good. Now, I do have some paint imperfections in the back of my figure, but of course, I don't mind that at all because it's in the back of my figure. So when I'm displaying him, now, I saw some people reviews where there was some paint imperfections like in the front of their figure. That's really messed up, and like around the S and all of that. But thank God that mine isn't. So I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with this figure. It's a phenomenal figure. I keep gushing about it. I can't help myself. I love Christopher Reeve. I love Superman. So yeah, it's really dope, man. This figure is really, really, really awesome, son. I also love the fabric of his cape here. That's just really nice. I really love that. I really like it a lot. You can actually spread his cape out. His cape is a nice length too, but you can spread his cape out if you so choose and kind of like wrap it around his shoulders, which that never happened in the movies. His cape never like wrapped around his shoulders like that, but like you can do that if you wanted to. So I think that that's really cool. I think that's really dope. I like that. I love this, man, and the fabric feels really nice. I really like that. I really love it a lot. I love the Christopher Reeve's head sculpt. It looks great. Love it. Yeah, so before I lose my concentration focus here, size comparisons. All right, so first up we have Batman, of course. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the Michael Keaton NECA Batman. I also heard that Mezco is going to release one, I think, later this year, too. So, I don't know. I do want a Michael Keaton Batman, so I'm going to try eventually to pick one of those up. So, that's Batman. And there's him with the DC Essentials. The DC Essentials is like, I think, 7¼ inches tall. So, he's just a little bit taller than the NECA Christopher Reeve, because the NECA Christopher Reeve is like 7 inches. So, I think he's like about 7¼ So, he's a little bit taller. And then after the DC Essentials, we have my custom Secret Files New 52 Superman, and he's a little bit taller than the Christopher Reeve one as well. That's interesting. That's very interesting. And for fun, we have him standing next to Perry White. And the man, the beast who kills him, Doomsday. So I think they scale pretty well together too, him and Doomsday. And Lois can't stand up, but you know, because she has heels. But I'm just standing him next to the DC Icons Lois Lane, and I think that's cute. I mean, I don't know how well they look together because he's more realism and she's animated, but yeah, just for fun. Oh, and one little thing that happened to me here, the open palm hand while I was pulling it out of the socket, this thing broke. So just keep that in mind, guys. Keep in mind that this little joint here really gets stuck. So when you're displaying, I think y'all should just keep y'all options open. Okay? Definitely do that. Beware. So absolutely, this is a fantastic figure. In my opinion, definitely if you're a Christopher Reeve fan and you love the films, you definitely have to have this figure. It's a must-have. It's just a fantastic, wonderful figure overall. I love it. I'm so happy to have it. Finally, the real version, not the knockoff. And it's a very rare figure, so I really got lucky picking this guy up. I really got lucky. So good luck to you guys if you want to pick up this figure, and thank you for all my subscribers who've been subscribing lately. It really means a lot to me. Thank all you guys for tuning in to my videos. Greatly appreciate it. And this has been my review of the Christopher Reeve's Neca Superman. Till next time, guys. See ya.